Pain is one of the most misunderstood gifts in life. Yes, I said gift, because pain has a purpose. The challenge is that most people run from it, complain about it, or allow it to break them. But what if I told you that pain was never meant to destroy you? It was meant to develop you. Everything great in life is born out of pain. A mother cannot give birth without pain. A seed cannot become a tree without breaking in the soil. Gold cannot be purified without fire. And you cannot grow without going through something that stretches you, tests you, and refines you. The problem is not pain, the problem is how we respond to pain. Some people allow pain to make them bitter. Others allow pain to make them better. Some people use pain as an excuse to quit. Others use pain as fuel to push forward. You do not choose whether pain comes into your life, but you do choose what you do with it. Pain is something we all experience in life. No one is exempt from it, whether rich or poor, young or old, successful or struggling. But the difference between those who rise and those who remain stuck is not whether they feel pain. It is how they interpret it. Most people see pain as an enemy. They avoid it, complain about it, and even allow it to define them. But what if I told you that pain is not your enemy? What if pain was actually working for you and not against you? The truth is, pain has a purpose. It is never wasted unless you refuse to learn from it. Pain was never designed to destroy you. It was designed to develop you. Think about it. Everything valuable in life comes through some form of pressure, breaking, or discomfort. A diamond is just a piece of coal that went through extreme heat and pressure. The coal could complain, why am I going through so much pressure? Why do I have to endure this? But without the process, it would never transform into something valuable. Your pain is doing the same thing to you. It is refining you, shaping you, molding you into someone stronger, wiser, and more capable than before. Most people spend their lives running from pain, but running doesn't stop it. Ignoring pain doesn't remove it. Complaining about pain doesn't change it. The only way to get through pain is to face it, learn from it, and let it do its work in you. Pain has a way of exposing who you really are. It reveals what you are made of. It tests your character, your resilience, your discipline. It stretches your capacity and forces you to grow. Without pain, you would never know how strong you truly are. Some of the greatest breakthroughs in life happened not because everything was easy, but because someone refused to let their pain stop them. Every successful person you admire has a painful story behind their victory. They didn't get there without struggle. They didn't arrive without setbacks, but they made a decision. They decided that their pain would not be wasted. They used it as fuel to push them forward. They allowed their hardship to shape their character and build their endurance. If you look at history, every great leader, every innovator, every world changer had to go through pain before they stepped into their purpose. Moses had to go through rejection. Joseph had to endure betrayal. David had to face giants. Even Jesus himself had to suffer before fulfilling his assignment. If pain was necessary for them, why would it be different for you? Pain has a way of stripping away distractions and forcing you to focus on what truly matters. It removes what is unnecessary and reveals what is essential. Sometimes the pain you are experiencing is God's way of pushing you into your purpose. If everything in your life was always comfortable, you would never move. If there were no struggles, you would never grow. Some of the greatest opportunities in life come disguised as painful experiences. What looks like a loss might actually be a lesson. What feels like rejection might be redirection. What seems like failure might be preparation. The question is, what will you do with your pain? You can waste it by complaining, blaming, and giving up. Or you can use it to grow, to learn, and to step into your destiny. No one in history ever achieved greatness without going through something. No one fulfilled their purpose without a struggle. The pain you feel today is shaping the person you need to become tomorrow. So don't run from it. Don't despise it. Don't allow it to break you. Instead, embrace the lesson, endure the process, and trust that your pain is producing something greater in you. Because what you are going through is not the end, it is just the beginning of something powerful. Let's go and fulfill purpose. Pain is a reality of life. No matter who you are, where you come from, or how much you try to avoid it, pain will find you at some point. It may come through loss, failure, disappointment, or betrayal. But the real issue is not the pain itself, it is your response to it. Two people can go through the exact same experience, yet come out with completely different results. One person allows the pain to make them bitter, while the other allows it to make them better. One person uses pain as an excuse to quit, while the other uses it as fuel to push forward. The difference is never in the pain, it is in the response. Life does not always go the way we expect. People fail us, situations change, and unexpected struggles arise. But when pain comes, you have two choices. You can let it break you, or you can let it build you. The problem is that many people allow pain to define them. Instead of learning from it, they hold on to it. Instead of using it to grow, they let it shrink them. Instead of moving forward, they get stuck in the past, constantly reliving the moment that hurt them. The truth is, pain itself does not have the power to destroy you. Your response to it does. Pain is like a storm. It can either uproot you or deepen your roots. When the winds of hardship blow, weak trees fall, but strong trees dig their roots deeper. In the same way, pain will test you, but it will also reveal what is inside you. It will expose whether you are built on shallow foundations or if you have deep roots in faith, character, and resilience. The strongest people in life are not those who never had pain. They are the ones who refuse to let pain defeat them. If you look at history, you will see that every great leader, every person who left an impact, had to endure hardship. They were rejected, betrayed, knocked down, and misunderstood. But what separated them from others was their response. They refused to let pain turn them into victims. Instead, they used it to develop endurance, wisdom, and strength. They took what was meant to destroy them and turned it into the very thing that propelled them forward. The truth is, pain is one of life's greatest teachers. It teaches you who you really are. It forces you to grow in ways that comfort never will. It removes distractions and makes you focus on what truly matters. It shows you who your real friends are. It sharpens your vision and deepens your understanding. Pain has a way of forcing you to ask the hard questions about your purpose, your faith, your identity. If you respond correctly, pain will give you a new perspective and a greater sense of direction. But if you are not careful, pain can also make you bitter. It can cause you to shut down, to distrust, to live in fear. It can make you cynical, skeptical, and unwilling to take risks. It can keep you trapped in anger, resentment, and unforgiveness. Many people are not stuck because they lack opportunity or ability. They are stuck because they never healed from what hurt them. They allowed pain to build walls around them instead of bridges to the future. So the question is not whether pain will come. The question is, what will you do with it? Will you allow it to paralyze you, or will you let it push you forward? Will you let it make you small, or will you let it expand your capacity? Will you use it as an excuse to quit, or will you use it as a reason to rise? The power is in your response. You may not understand why you had to go through certain things. You may not have all the answers yet. But one thing is certain, your pain is producing something in you. It is preparing you for something greater. So don't waste it. Don't let it make you bitter. Let it make you stronger, wiser, and more determined than ever. Because the very thing that was meant to break you may be the thing that builds you into everything you were meant to be. Let's go and fulfill purpose. Pain is a teacher. It speaks, it reveals, and it shapes. But the problem is that most people do not listen. They see pain as something to escape, something to avoid at all costs. They try to numb it, suppress it, or pretend it does not exist. But the truth is, pain was never meant to be ignored. It was meant to teach you something. Every painful experience carries a lesson, and if you do not learn from it, you are bound to repeat it. Pain has a way of exposing what is really inside you. It strips away the surface and reveals your true strength, your true character, and your true faith. You do not know how strong you are until you have been tested. You do not know the depth of your endurance until life pushes you to the edge. Many people assume they are ready for success, ready for leadership, ready for great things, but pain will test whether you really are. It will show you if you are truly prepared or if you still have areas that need to grow. Look at the greatest leaders, the most influential people, the strongest individuals. None of them became who they are without pain. Why? Because pain is the fire that refines character. It is the pressure that produces resilience. It is the storm that deepens roots. You cannot pray for strength and expect to grow without facing resistance. You cannot ask for wisdom and expect to gain it without experience. Everything valuable comes at a cost, and pain is often part of the price. Many people allow pain to deceive them. They think if I'm experiencing pain, something must be wrong. But sometimes the very thing you are trying to avoid is the thing that is shaping you for your destiny. The process of becoming who you are meant to be is not comfortable. Growth is painful. Transformation is uncomfortable. But pain is not your enemy, it is your instructor. It is preparing you for what is ahead. Think about an athlete in training. Every day they push their body beyond its limits. Their muscles burn, their breath shortens, and exhaustion sets in. But they do not quit because they understand something. The pain is making them stronger. The discomfort is increasing their capacity. The struggle is preparing them for the real test. In the same way your pain is doing something in you, it is stretching you, shaping you, and preparing you for greater. Pain also reveals what is truly important. It clears away distractions and forces you to focus. Many times we get so caught up in meaningless things, chasing things that do not truly matter. But pain has a way of realigning our priorities. It makes you ask, what is my purpose? What am I doing with my life? It forces you to evaluate where you are and where you are going. Pain is often the wake-up call that pushes people to step into their true calling. But here's the key: pain will only teach you if you are willing to learn. Some people go through pain and come out bitter. Others go through pain and come out better. The difference is in the mindset. You have to make a decision: will I let this pain defeat me, or will I let it develop me? Because one thing is certain: you cannot control what happens to you, but you can control what you do with it. Pain is not the end of your story. It is the preparation for the next chapter. It may not feel good now, but if you respond correctly, it will make you stronger, wiser, and more prepared for what is coming. Do not waste the lesson in your pain. Let it shape you, let it grow you, and let it push you into your destiny. Let's go and fulfill purpose. Success is never born out of comfort. Every person who has ever achieved greatness, every leader who has ever made an impact, every innovator that changed the world had to go through one. Pain is a part of the process. Struggle is a part of the journey. No one rises to the top without experiencing hardship. But the difference between those who succeed and those who give up is not whether they face pain, it is how they use it. Successful people are not the ones who never had pain. They are the ones who refuse to waste it. Look at any great leader, entrepreneur, or world changer, and you will find a story of pain behind their success. You will find a season of rejection, failure, disappointment, or loss that shaped them into who they became. Many of the most successful people were once counted out, overlooked, or even told they would never make it. But instead of letting their pain stop them, they used it as fuel. They turned their struggle into strength. They let their pain refine them, not define them. Pain has a way of introducing you to your true potential. Sometimes you do not even know what you are capable of until life pushes you to the edge. You do not know the depths of your resilience until you are forced to endure hardship. Many of the greatest innovations, breakthroughs, and movements in history were birthed from pain. People who lost everything started businesses. People who were rejected wrote books that changed lives. People who faced impossible odds broke barriers no one thought could be broken. The very thing that was meant to destroy them became the thing that propelled them. The problem is, most people do not see pain as an opportunity. They see it as a reason to quit. When things get hard, they give up. When they experience failure, they stop trying. When life knocks them down, they stay down. But pain was never meant to be a signal to stop. It is a sign to keep going. It is not there to break you. It is there to build you. Success is not about avoiding struggle. It is about learning how to grow through it. Every setback carries a lesson. Every failure teaches something. Every disappointment is an opportunity to develop character. The most successful people are not those who never fail. They are the ones who learn from failure. They do not let pain make them bitter. They let it make them better. They take the lessons, adjust their course, and keep moving forward. Pain also has a way of preparing you for the responsibility that comes with success. Many people want greatness, but they do not want the process that builds them for it. They want the rewards, but they do not want the refining. But the truth is, you cannot handle success until you have been tested. If you are going to carry something great, you have to be strong enough to hold it. Pain is what stretches your capacity. It increases your endurance. It makes you ready for what is ahead. You may be going through something right now that feels unfair. You may be experiencing setbacks that do not make sense. But what if I told you that your pain is not a punishment, it is a preparation? What if I told you that everything you are going through is shaping you for something greater? Pain is never wasted when you allow it to work for you. It may not feel good, but it is producing something in you. So do not let pain make you give up. Do not let struggle cause you to quit. Do not allow disappointment to make you settle for less than what you were created for. Every successful person you admire had to make a choice to use their pain or to be used by it. And today, you must make the same decision. Will you allow pain to stop you, or will you let it push you forward? Will you let it weaken you, or will you let it make you stronger? Your pain is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of something powerful. So don't waste it, use it. Let it shape you, let it sharpen you, and let it lead you into everything you were meant to be. Let's go and fulfill purpose. Pain is one of life's greatest tests. It will come when you least expect it, and it will challenge everything you believe about yourself. It will make you question your strength, your purpose, and then sometimes even your faith. But pain itself is not the real challenge. The real challenge is how you respond to it. Some people let pain break them, while others let it build them. Some use it as an excuse to quit, while others use it as a reason to keep going. The difference is not in the pain itself, but in the mindset of the person going through it. Every person who has ever accomplished something significant had moments where they wanted to give up. They faced rejection, failure, disappointment, and setbacks. They had doors slammed in their faces. They had people doubt them, betray them, and underestimate them. But they made a decision. They refused to quit. They refused to allow pain to be the reason they stopped. Instead, they used it as motivation to push forward. Pain is like resistance in a workout. The more weight you lift, the stronger you become. The more you endure, the greater your endurance. But if you stop every time it gets difficult, you will never grow. The same is true in life. If you quit every time you experience discomfort, you will never reach your full potential. Growth is painful. Success is painful. But pain is necessary for development. The struggle you are facing is not there to destroy you. It is there to strengthen you. Many people fail not because they lack talent or opportunity, but because they allow pain to convince them to stop. They let temporary discomfort rob them of a permanent reward. They mistake difficulty for a sign that they are on the wrong path, when in reality, it is often proof that they are getting closer to their breakthrough. The enemy of your destiny is not pain. It is the temptation to quit when things get hard. Pain will always give you two choices. You can use it as an excuse, or you can use it as fuel. The people who succeed in life are not the ones who had an easy road. They are the ones who refuse to let obstacles stop them. They use their pain as a reason to work harder, to dream bigger, to keep moving even when everything in them wanted to give up. Think about the greatest athletes, the most successful entrepreneurs, the most influential leaders. None of them arrived at greatness without struggle. They were not born into success, they fought for it. They endured sleepless nights, painful failures, and seasons of discouragement. But they refused to let those moments define them. They turned their pain into power. They refused to make excuses. And because of that, they reached heights that others only dream about. So what about you? What will you do with your pain? Will you allow it to stop you, or will you use it to push forward? Will you let it make you bitter, or will you let it make you stronger? You must decide, because no one escapes pain in this life. The only question is whether you will waste it or use it. It may not feel good right now. You may feel like giving up. You may wonder why you have to go through so much. But I promise you, if you do not quit, if you do not give up, you will see the purpose in your pain. You will realize that everything you went through was preparing you for what you were created to do. So don't stop. Don't give up. Don't allow temporary pain to make you forfeit your destiny. Keep pushing, keep believing, keep moving forward. Because the very thing that is testing you today may be the thing that strengthens you for tomorrow. Pain has a way of isolating people. When you are hurting, it is easy to believe that no one understands, that no one sees what you are going through. You start to think that your struggle is unique, that your suffering is yours alone to bear. But that is not true. Pain is universal. Everyone at some point in their life has faced something difficult. Everyone has been through moments where they felt lost, broken, or unsure of what to do next. The difference is that some people let their pain make them withdraw, while others use their pain to reach out and help others. The greatest impact you will ever have in life will not come from your victories. It will come from the battles you have fought and won. People are not inspired by perfection. They are not moved by someone who has never struggled. They connect with those who have been through something and come out stronger. They relate to those who have scars, not because they admire the wound, but because they see the healing. Your pain is not just for you, it is meant to help someone else. Think about the most powerful leaders, the most influential figures, the people who have left the greatest legacy. Their strength did not come from a life of ease. It came from struggle. It came from pain. And it was that pain that allowed them to connect with others on a deeper level. The very thing you're trying to hide, the thing you are ashamed of, the thing you wish never happened, that may be the thing that God wants to use to help someone else. When you go through pain, you gain wisdom that others do not have. You develop an understanding that cannot be learned in a book or a classroom. You know what it feels like to struggle, to fight through disappointment, to push through rejection. And because of that, you are now in a position to encourage, to teach, and to guide others who are facing similar battles. Your pain is not just a personal experience, it is a tool. It is a testimony. It is a key that unlocks doors for others. Some of the greatest movements in history were started by people who turned their pain into purpose. They did not sit in their suffering. They did not allow their hardships to make them selfish. Instead, they looked beyond themselves and saw how their experience could help others. The things that broke them became the things that built them into leaders, mentors, and change makers. They used their pain to give others hope. Pain has a way of making you compassionate. It teaches you to see people differently. When you have been through something, you understand what others are going through. You no longer judge people for their struggles because you know what it feels like to struggle. You no longer dismiss someone else's pain because you have felt your own. Pain softens your heart, and if you let it, it will make you more generous, more patient, but more understanding. But the key is you must be willing to share your story. You must be willing to use what you have been through to make a difference. Many people go through pain and survive it, but they never share what they learned. They never turn their survival into a message. They keep their story locked away as if it has no purpose beyond them. But your survival was not just for you. The fact that you made it through means that someone else can make it through too. And they need to hear that. You may not see it now, but there is someone out there who needs to know that they are not alone. Someone who is struggling with the same thing you struggled with. Someone who is facing the same challenge you overcame. And your words, your story, your experience could be the thing that gives them the strength to keep going. So don't waste your pain. Don't keep it to yourself. Don't let it be something you bury and never speak of again. Let it be a testimony. Let it be a light for someone else who is walking through their own darkness. Because your pain, when used correctly, has the power to change lives. Let's go and fulfill purpose. Pain is never the end of the story. No matter how deep the wound, no matter how heavy the burden, no matter how hopeless the situation may seem, there's always something beyond the pain. But the problem is that when people are in the middle of it, they often believe that pain is final. They think that what they are going through now is the definition of their entire future. They assume that because they feel broken today, they will always be broken. But that is not true. Pain is only a chapter, it is never the whole book. Life is a journey, and like any journey, it has seasons. There are moments of joy and moments of sorrow, moments of triumph and moments of struggle. But no season lasts forever. Just as winter eventually gives way to spring, your pain is not permanent. It may feel like it will never end, but I promise you there is something beyond it. There is purpose beyond the pain. There is life beyond the hurt. There is a future beyond the struggle. The problem is that many people give up in the middle of their pain. They assume that because they cannot see the way forward, there is no way forward. They quit before they reach the other side. But if you stop in the middle of your pain, you will never see what was waiting for you beyond it. If you allow hardship to make you quit, you will never step into the purpose that pain was preparing you for. Look at some of the greatest success stories, the most powerful testimonies, the people who have left the biggest impact. What do they all have in common? They did not stop in the middle of their pain. They kept going. They endured. They pushed through. And because they refused to quit, they reached something greater. The very thing that was meant to destroy them became the thing that elevated them. Pain has a way of shaping you for the future. Sometimes what you are going through now is not just about today, it is about what is coming next. You may not understand why you are facing this challenge, why you had to endure that loss, why the journey has been so difficult. But what if I told you that everything you are going through is preparing you for something bigger? What if I told you that what seems like an obstacle is actually part of your preparation? Many of the struggles you face are not there to stop you, they are there to equip. The lessons you learn in pain, the endurance you develop in hardship, the wisdom you gain in struggle, these things are shaping you for what is ahead. But you will never see the reward if you do not push through the process. You must refuse to quit before you reach the other side. Your pain is not just something to endure it, it's something to grow from. It is something that, if used correctly, will make you stronger, wiser, and more prepared for your purpose. But you must make the choice to keep going. You must decide that no matter how hard it gets, no matter how much it hurts, you will not stop. You will not allow this season of pain to define your entire future. You may feel like you are at the end of your strength. You may feel like there is no way forward, but I want to remind you this is not the end of your story. There is still more ahead. There are still things you were meant to do, places you were meant to go, people you were meant to impact. But you will never see it if you stop now. So don't let pain be the reason you quit. Let it be the reason you push forward. Let it be the thing that shapes you, strengthens you, and prepares you for greater. Because I promise you, if you refuse to give up, if you keep moving forward, you will see that the pain was never the end. It was only the beginning of something greater. Let's go and fulfill purpose. Pain is not meant to destroy you. It is meant to develop you. Every struggle, every disappointment, every hardship carries a lesson, a purpose, and a preparation for something greater. The difference between those who rise and those who fall is not the absence of pain, but the decision to use it rather than be used by it. Your pain has value. It is a teacher, a refiner, and a stepping stone to your destiny. Do not waste it. Do not let it make you bitter. Let it make you better. Do not let it silence you. Let it be your testimony. Do not let it stop you. Let it push you forward. Because what is ahead of you is far greater than what is behind you. No matter what you have been through, no matter how difficult the journey has been, you have a purpose beyond the pain. So keep going. Keep believing. Keep moving forward, because if you refuse to give up, you will see that everything you endured was shaping you for something greater. Good luck on your journey. Stay strong, stay faithful, and stay committed to your purpose. Thank you.